If you're a coach and you'd like more clients, you're going to need to do a lot of things. Create a good or a better coaching offer, market it more efficiently, grow your audience, make more offers, etc. However, none of those things will matter if your mindset is holding you back. In this video, I share 9 mindset shifts that coaches need to make to get more clients faster. Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Alisa Barcan and I help coaches build financially viable coaching businesses. One crucial element of a successful coaching business is the existence of paying clients. And if you're at the beginning of your coaching journey and want to grow your business, then you're probably looking to get more of them. And that is what this video is about. However, I won't talk about the operational tasks of getting more clients, such as value proposition, marketing, and sales, but rather the mindset-related element of it and the shifts that need to happen within yourself if you want to get more clients. I have plenty of videos about business strategy where I do touch upon the tactics that I mentioned earlier, so feel free to explore the channel if you're interested, and I will also leave some links for you in the description box. That being said, let's talk about the mindset shifts you need to make to get more coaching clients. The first one is to embrace the idea of choosing a niche and to stop looking at a niche as something that limits your possibilities and limits the number of clients you can get. It is exactly the opposite. And I know this sounds counterintuitive, but the moment you focus your coaching work on a specific group of people who are struggling with a very specific problem, you can tailor your coaching offer and value proposition so that it is positioned as a potential solution to the problems your prospects are experiencing. And you might be thinking, but I'm doing this now, even without a niche. Coaches tell me this all the time, and when I ask them to describe what they do or how they can help people, they answer with the same overused words and phrases such as, I empower women to reach their full potential, be the best version of themselves, and thrive in business and in life. It doesn't sound bad. In fact, being in that position of having reached your full potential and thriving is a very desirable state. There's only one issue though. That is not how clients describe their problems. I have never seen anyone being upset about the fact that they have not reached their full potential. It seems like a problem that's nice to have compared to the real struggles that people face on a daily basis. It's like going to the doctors and saying, I want to have a consultation with you because I believe I have not reached the level of optimal health that I am capable of. No, people go to the doctor because they feel pain or their medical condition is preventing them from doing something that's very important to them. You need to understand that people are willing to spend money on a solution to a problem that is causing them enough pain to want to change it. As a coach and business professional, you want to be able to articulate that problem and the pain associated with it in great detail and with enough specificity so that they will consider your coaching as a potential solution. When you don't choose a niche, you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to articulate the problem and the pain because you're trying to be a coach for as many people as possible. Hence the use of very generic words to describe what you do. But when you do choose a niche and focus exclusively on a particular type of client with a specific problem, you can tailor not only your coaching offer but also your marketing efforts and in the process attract more clients. I have plenty of videos and other resources on choosing a coaching niche and why it's important to do so, and I will link some of them in the description box below. The next mindset shift that needs to happen if you want more clients as a coach is to stop thinking that everyone knows what you do. And there are 2 aspects to this. The first one is about your coaching offer and your content and marketing efforts, and the second is about coaching in general and what it means. Let's start with the first. If you've been talking about what you do and creating content on a platform such as YouTube or LinkedIn, for example, and you've been doing this for a while, there will come a time when you will feel like there's nothing else for you to say. You have exhausted all the topics that you could possibly touch upon and your audience already knows you and has consumed all of the content that you've released so far. That is simply not true. First of all, there will be new people joining your network all the time, and you cannot expect them to scroll through mountains of content to find the information that they need at this point in their lives or their careers. Also, you can't expect them to know what is it that you do as a coach and how you can help them. So even if it feels repetitive to you, talking about the same things over and over again will not seem repetitive to your audience. Not to mention the fact that these platforms have certain algorithms, which means that even if someone is in your network, let's say a subscriber on YouTube, a connection or a follower on LinkedIn, they will not see every piece of content that you release. It's just the nature of how these platforms work. They show a new piece of content to a small percentage of your audience, and depending on how they interact with it and whether the algorithm thinks it's worth promoting further, they will show it to more people. But it's almost a guarantee that not everyone in your audience will see everything you put in front of them. That's why it's so important that if you're following someone either here on YouTube or on LinkedIn, you also ring the bell to make sure that you are notified of future content. But with that in mind, you can see why it's okay for you to talk about the same topics over and over again, because not everyone in your audience is familiar with everything you release content-wise. If you're stuck for ideas on what to create content about, or you're struggling to stay consistent, I have a video on this topic, which I will link for you here and in the description box below. Also, and I mentioned this in previous videos as well, in the online world, a prospect needs to have between 7 and 13 relevant touch points with you and your content before they even consider working with you. Another reason why repetition is important, and you should definitely not stop marketing your services and producing content because you think everyone already knows what you do and what you have to say. Take, for example, this video that I'm filming now. All of the things I mention here are things that I talked about before, and now I'm presenting them in a different manner or adding some extra details and examples. However, I am convinced that at least one person who watches this will find some, if not all of the information I share is new to them. If that is you, let me know in the comments what is the thing that resonated with you the most from everything I talked about in this video. Now, I mentioned earlier that this mindset shift has a second element to it, which is related to coaching in general and what it means. Don't assume people understand the concept of coaching and what you can do for them as a coach. On the contrary, I would say that there is a high chance that your prospects think they know what coaching means, but in reality they confuse it with mentoring, consulting, therapy, etc. There is a huge educational piece missing when it comes to coaching, and I believe it's our job as coaches to educate prospects on what coaching means and how it differs from other fields. If you'd like to learn more about how you could educate your prospects on this matter, watch this video. The next mindset shift you need to make is to detach your own value as a person from the value of the services you offer. And I know this is hard when you're only just starting out and everyone tells you to charge what you're worth. Whenever I hear that, it gives me the chills, because our own worth has nothing to do with the price of our coaching services. We are worth infinitely more than any price we could ever charge, and I've been saying this for years. If someone charges more than you do, that doesn't mean that they are worth more than you. It means that their services are more valuable in the eyes of their clients. That is a very different way of looking at it. This is a mindset shift that is difficult to make, especially if you're at the beginning of your coaching journey. Maybe you have some doubts or little self-confidence. You maybe don't think that you deserve to be paid for something that you absolutely love, or that it's not ethical to charge for help. When you believe these things, charging what you're worth can mean that you either charge very little or you charge what you believe to be a huge price, and that will show in your conversations with potential clients. It will be very obvious that you feel uncomfortable, and guess what? They will also feel uncomfortable buying from you. So forget about all of that charge what you're worth nonsense and start pricing your services, not yourself. You cannot put a price on your worth as a person. I have a few resources about prices, so if you're interested in checking them out, I will link them in the description box. Once you're able to price your offering and remove your self-worth from the pricing equation, you will also be able to detach yourself from rejection, which is the next mindset shift I want to talk about. When people say no to buying your coaching services, they don't say no to you as a person. They say no to your offering, to your services. And there are many reasons why, from financial to bad timing, the type of solution that they're looking for, etc. But so many coaches are discouraged by hearing no. They take it personally, and they even start to have doubts about them not being such a great coach in the first place. Receiving a no doesn't say anything about you as a person or as a coach. It does say something about your coaching offer, which perhaps is not relevant or attractive enough. And it can also say something about your selling and business development skills. These are all aspects that you can control and improve on if you manage to detach yourself from rejection and learn from every no that you get, so that next time you get a yes, and increase the number of clients you work with. Again, I have a video about dealing with rejection as a business owner, which I will link for you here and in the description box below. The next mindset shift I want to talk about is to get out of your own head and not make assumptions that you cannot verify. Sometimes we think that if we see things in a particular way or we have certain beliefs, then our clients must have them too. A prime example of this is assuming that our clients will think our prices are high simply because we perceive them as being high. If you as a coach are spending, let's say, £1,000 on coaching for your own development, you might think that it's outrageous for you to then charge £2,000, so double that amount, for your own coaching services, and that your clients will also think that $2,000 is a price that's too high. Remember, however, that you are not your ideal client, and that people value coaching differently depending on the magnitude of the problem that coaching is helping them solve. So it may well be that your client thinks $2,000 is a very reasonable amount to pay for a coaching engagement, or they might think it's too low, depending on how big their problem is and the experience they have had with coaching before. Or it might be that for your clients, the cost of £1,000 per coaching engagement, which you think is reasonable because that is what you're paying yourself, for them it might be too much. These are just random numbers that I'm using only for the sake of making a point, so please don't take them as specific examples. The idea with this mindset shift is to do enough research on your target market so that you're not making assumptions which are not true. Have conversations with your prospects. Ask them specific questions and put together a coaching offer based on their real needs and priced in line with the magnitude of the problem it helps solve and your client's level of disposable income. That will significantly increase your chances of more people being interested in working with you. If you're getting value from the video so far, I would appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you're inclined to leave a comment, that would make my day. It really helps to support the channel, and I thank you in advance if you do. The next mindset shift you need to make in order to get more coaching clients is to develop an acceptance of sales as a normal business activity. The way I like to do this is by viewing a sales conversation as an activity that matches a problem with a potential solution. Or not. I'm open to the possibility that my proposed solution might not be the best for everyone, and I am determined not to work with people for whom my services are not the best choice. So I go into a sales call with the mindset of offering value to that potential client and delivering good customer service no matter the outcome. When I say I deliver value to a prospect, I don't mean I will coach them for free during our discovery call. That's not what I do. I have a process that I follow, which I shared in this video if you're interested. But I do offer value to them by suggesting the solution that I believe is the most appropriate for their circumstances, whether that solution is delivered by me or I refer them to another professional. Without sales, there can be no business. And if you're avoiding selling at all costs, which I know many new coaches do, then it's very unlikely that you will get any or many clients. The next mindset shift on my list is to trust the process. If you are consistent in your business development efforts and your coaching offer is solid, you will eventually see results and get more clients. But it doesn't happen overnight, and until it does, you need to trust the process enough to keep you going. If you are new to coaching, you can expect to stay consistent for about 2 to 3 years before your business becomes successful, and that is assuming that you have a well-defined niche and a relevant and attractive coaching offer. If you do a pivot or change your business model, it can take even longer. Now, I'm not saying this is set in stone. For some people, it happens a lot sooner. But I don't want you to fall victim to the promises you see online about becoming successful as a coach in the blink of an eye. It's not realistic. It's only a tactic to sell you something. If you are serious about building a coaching business, there is a process that you need to follow and trust that it will generate results if you're doing it right, but that won't happen overnight. It takes a lot of determination and commitment and a lot of self-motivation and discipline to keep going when nothing seems to happen and you want to give up. And it's even harder to do that when the people around you are not supportive of your efforts, which takes me to the next mindset shift. Accept the fact that not everyone in your current circle has an obligation to support you, and indeed, many of them won't. You might notice some excitement in the beginning when you're starting something new and people are curious about it, but that will soon fade because people have their own lives and their own interests, which might not coincide with your entrepreneurial coaching efforts. When I started this YouTube channel, a lot of my friends watched my videos because they were curious and wanted to support me. Very few of my friends still watch my videos today, 3 years later. And I had to come to terms with the fact that just because they are my friends, it doesn't mean that they need to watch my videos or listen to my podcast or subscribe to my newsletter, otherwise they're not being a good friend. But it took me a while to accept this and not hold it against them. So what does this have to do with getting more clients? If most of the people in your current circle are not supporting you, you need to surround yourself with new people who will. You don't need to build a business on your own. You can develop relationships with other coaches and professionals who can support and encourage you, and even become your referral partners and send you clients. You can work with a coach and a mentor who will provide tailored support and hold you accountable. You can hire a VA or another type of professional to help you manage your business and your time better. All of this will have a knock-on effect on your business and on your growth as a professional and as a business owner. And speaking of business owners, the next mindset shift you need to make if you want more coaching clients is to start seeing yourself as the owner of a business, rather than treating your coaching business as you would another job. And that means managing a system rather than being part of one, not trading time for money, saying yes only to opportunities that will take you closer to your goals, etc. I have an entire video on the difference between the mindset of a business owner and that of an employee. I will link it for you here and in the description box below. And there you have it, the 9 mindset shifts you need to make as a coach if you want more coaching clients. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'm Alisa, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.